Hey there Guardians, it's Winning Goalie back in orbit with another Destiny 2 video. 2 months after release, it's time to discuss the game's biggest issue. This makes my Hunter rant seem irrelevant in comparison. I know I can't be the only one alarmed that I'm already bored of the game and seldom playing it. I'm not sure that ever happened to me in the first Destiny. I decided to think about why that might be, so let's delve into what I believe is the root cause of all the potential boredom issues in Destiny 2. In my mind, the core problem was the removal of RNG. That is, random rolls on weapons and armor in the game. Let's start with the PvE aspect. So we take a grinding style game like Destiny, and we make all drops the exact same every time. What reason is there to play the same strike or activity more than once unless you want the same gun or armor at a slightly higher level? There's no more grinding for that god roll gun to show off and use in the Crucible. I don't think they did a bad job designing the various PvE activities. There's just very little replayability because you get the exact same thing every time. Let's be realistic here. Very few people play Destiny for PvE only. We want to use our loot in PvP against other players. Which brings me to the Crucible. Now there are a number of problems with PvP in Destiny 2, from the playlist selection to the meta gameplay style. The removal of random rolls has created an extremely stale meta in Destiny 2. Everyone uses the same guns, which are identical since they all only have one possible roll. That and a much higher time to kill than the first Destiny has created a very slow-paced, campy, team-shotting meta. I can understand the logic behind wanting to promote team play, but in the current state of the game it just isn't fun. Because of shotguns and snipers now being considered heavy weapons and having extremely limited usage, there is very little chance of higher skill players being able to 1v3 or even 1v2. The time to kill ratio is simply too high to reward players that are just better at the game. Playing as a lone wolf player is much harder now as you will get team shot over and over. I for one just don't find it fun to be doing the team shotting if I stick with my team. Where's the skill or the fun in that? And of course, while the idea behind casual and competitive playlists was decent, the execution was awful. What difference is there between them without any type of ranking system for the competitive playlist? The only difference I've noticed is getting matched against pre-made groups of 4 and just being hunted down and team shot. What if they had introduced a system similar to the one in Halo 3, for instance, for the competitive playlist? Not being able to choose the game mode is also a mistake. I'm sure the vast majority of the player base is totally fed up with the terrible Supremacy game mode, which seems to be what comes up in the casual playlist 80% of the time. Additionally, what happened to 6v6 and 3v3 modes? 4v4 only makes for a pretty stale game in terms of variety. And don't even get me started on the weekly clan engrams. While I appreciate the attempt to increase the role of clans, the everyone gets a trophy style is not helping the game. I can log into Destiny 2 at any time and just collect rewards from all the activities I haven't done, just because some people in my clan did them. It just doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, Destiny 2 was tailored to the extremely casual player, and Bungie's fanbase that grew up on Halo just aren't casual players. We aren't people that want to play the game for 2 hours a week. We want to play 2 hours a day or even more. I really tried to give Bungie the benefit of the doubt and gave them time to fix the problems before making this video, like a lot of other YouTubers have done similar, but this is just ridiculous. I stand by my statement that the removal of RNG was the core factor behind the failure of this game. The Curse of Osiris DLC is coming up, but I certainly won't be buying it, nor will the huge number of players that have already stopped playing Destiny 2. If you still manage to enjoy this game, then the DLC is worth your time as it is more decent content, but if not, then do not buy it as it does not address any of the problems I've mentioned.